I read Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. The first three volumes of the Kimetsu no Yaiba I read was in this, paperback form, and then I used a site called Render, and I rented, I think, the remaining volumes, and I thought 21 volumes would be the thing, but later I learned that there are actually two extra volumes after that, 22nd and 23rd. So actually the story is not finished yet. And anyway, I heard that this is becoming a phenomenon in the manga world, and I was curious, and I was having a chat with elementary school boy, and I asked him if he liked this manga, and he said he was moved, deeply moved, and he said, "感動した," and that was the time when I realized that something was going on, because can you imagine a school kid saying, "I was moved by this manga"? So I thought I should really check it out and read it, and I read it. This is about demons. Oni is a Japanese traditional folklore form of demons. They have these horns sticking out of their heads, and so these are mystical creatures. But in this manga, Demon Slayer, they given really creative, innovative treatment, and the demons are in their own class, and they use really impressive crafts when they fight with humans, and as with any fantasy that affects us, demons are actually some metaphors or symbols which describe some elements of human nature. And I think in this particular work, I think the circumstances surrounding a human being in this era, the difficulty of family life, the socio-economical issues, discrimination, prejudice, I think all these things are actually symbolized in the form of demons. So actually the demons in this manga are humans. Some humans act like demons, and demons are actually reflections of our own nature. That is why this story is terrifying and also at the same time moving, as the schoolboy testified to me. The center of this story, I think, is this sister who was turned into half demon, half human. She holds the key to understanding the relationships between humans and demons, and the mystery of the very existence of demons. And she is actually the bridge between these two worlds, human world and demon's world. And because she is such a precious thing from the viewpoint of her brother, she is serving as a constant alarm not to discriminate demons straight away as something barbaric and something totally alien to human understanding. Because of the existence of this sister, the reader is always constantly reminded of the fact that maybe there is this bridge between humans and demons, and they are not so separate after all. I think this is actually a really characteristic feature of Japanese manga and anime and other creations. Typically in the West, there is always this structure of black and white. So, black and white, right and wrong. Well, in this, atmosphere of cancel culture, I should not have said black and white, but I said it in a conventional way. evil and good, and this you know dichotomy of story is always there. But in Japanese fiction, that Buddha is always ambiguous, and the ambiguous structure of good and evil is beautifully portrayed by the existence of the sister, who is half human and half demon, and her destiny, I think, is a very important factor of the story. Although, of course, the focus of the story is this battle, ongoing battle between humans and demons. And I should assume, there are two remaining volumes that I haven't read and which have not actually been published. You know, I would imagine that the good would probably prevail over the evil in the end, and that because that is after all what we psychologically demand in such a story. But the existence of the sister, who is half demon and half human, I think makes the whole thing really delicate and subtle. And the brother's love to the sister and the sister's power to solve really difficult conundrum, if you like, in the process of battle, I think is one of the most creative inventions of this work. So, as I said, this is making a sensation in Japan, and probably that will reflect the difficulties that Japan's society is facing right now, and a difficulty which is felt by actually the young children. And I think that is really poignant. That although we are living in a difficult time, such creative work like Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba can probably give solace to the young souls and a senior soul like me. It's the great possibility of manga, starting from the great Osamu Tezuka, Fujio Akatsuka, and and on and on and on and on and on. And Japan has a real rich tradition of fan culture, where people gather to communicate and create many interesting byproducts from inspired by the major manga works. And this work is full of playfulness of that kind, playing with the characters and sometimes really comical insertions like this page, all these comical insertions amongst the serious portrayals of the battle between humans and demons. And so this is a celebration of the really wonderful manga culture, and it is testimony of the great creative genius of Koyoharu Gotoge. So I really appreciate the fact that Japan, although it's in a really difficult situation, has produced yet again this wonderful work of manga and anime too. So I hope you will have a chance to appreciate this really creative work.